First of all, I would like to thank Jordan Brand for making these shoes. I'm very grateful. What's up, guys? It is Blue from Blue Shoes, and today we're here for another sneaker review of the Jordan 11 in the Gratitude colorway. Hence all of my thankful and gratitude jokes. Before we get into these sneakers, I would like to address the box just a little bit because it's kind of different than what we're used to seeing for Jordan 11 boxes. Normally, Jordan 11 boxes, as I'm used to them, have just a top that you lift off of the box. This has a hinge lid to it. It also has like a little ring that you can probably see right there that you can kind of put your finger into to help you lift the lid, I guess. Also, on the inside of the box, it does spell out kind of sideways, "Thank you," there, as you can see. Also, the paper that these shoes were wrapped in have "thank you" in a lot of different languages. I didn't bother to count all of the languages. It was just a lot of different languages. Also, the Jordan 23 is there on the box, as well as the gold Jumpman logo on the top of the box. Something a little different than what we're normally used to. Now to what you're really here for, which is the shoes. Again, this is the Jordan 11 in the Gratitude colorway. I think this is absolutely an awesome colorway. I do believe it is kind of a take off of the Jordan 11 Concord. The Concord Jordan 11 is almost the same as this. It's a white upper with black patent leather, just like these have. But then it is a black Jumpman logo and then icy blue outsole on the bottom. They mix up the colorway a little bit, and they also mix up the materials, which we're gonna get into here in a minute. So as far as looks go, I really like this shoe. I'm not sure that I like the look of the colorway as much as the Concord 11s. I think honestly the main thing is I really miss the icy blue outsole. I know some people aren't huge fans of the icy blue outsoles, mainly just because they yellow really fast and they don't stay icy blue very long. These will obviously handle that a lot better than the icy blue outsoles would. When you open a box of shoes and there's those icy blue outsoles before they've ever been worn or touched the ground, it's just a thing of beauty. I love it. But yeah, this is missing that, as well as instead of a black Jordan logo, it's actually gold. However, while it's normally stitched onto the shoe, this is actually like a plastic piece that is put onto the shoe, so that's kind of cool, I guess. You do have the typical Jumpman Jordan little patch there on the tongue with a gold Jumpman logo. On the back of the heel here, you have the 23 for Jordan, number 23, and it is in gold. On the inside of the tongue, not sure that camera's probably gonna pick that up that well, but on the inside of the tongue, it has a patch that actually says "thank you" on both sides of the patch, and then in the middle it says "quality basketball product created in gratitude by the greatest player ever." When we talk materials, you have, of course, a leather strip right here on the upper that is white. One thing they did mix up from the regular Jordan 11 Concords and a lot of the Jordan 11 colorways is usually most of the upper is like a canvas or mesh material that they use for the upper. But in this colorway, it's actually all leather upper. So the normal strip right here is just kind of a real smooth leather, but then you have a more tumbled leather. For the rest of this upper, you have the little sewn in strips of leather here that are attached to the eyelets for the shoelaces. We have, of course, the classic patent leather, as you can see, in black here, kind of towards the bottom of the upper. And yeah, I'm not a huge fan of patent leather, but on the 11s, it just works. I love it. Then also the tongue of the shoe is also in leather. It's kind of a thin leather, but then obviously the inside of the tongue is like plush and quilted. When it comes to the midsole, we have a Filine foam material that makes up the midsole of the shoe. It gives a lot of heel compression and is super comfortable, something that I appreciate a lot about Jordan 11s. Of course, when we come to the outsole, you have, again, in this case with the Concords, it is an icy blue. However, in this situation with the Gratitude, it's kind of like a milky, semi-translucent rubber. I guess they're going for a little bit of a pre-aged look, and I will say this milky translucent rubber will probably end up aging a lot more gracefully than the icy blue outsoles do typically. But yeah, we have the milky outsole with little pods of herringbone traction on the forefoot of the shoe and also some on the heel of the shoe. I know some basketball players still hoop in these actually. I definitely don't, but I do see a few NBA players occasionally, and definitely I've seen a decent amount of high school and college players still hoop in these. And people say they're still a really comfortable shoe with pretty good traction as well. So if you were looking to hoop in them, I think you would be perfectly fine to do so. It is a bit of a tank compared to a lot of modern basketball shoes. A lot of old school 90s shoes and early 2000s basketball shoes definitely were a lot thicker and bulkier and more tank-like than basketball shoes are these days. They're not as light, but I still think they probably get the job done pretty well. Of course, we have the Jordan logo on the bottom of the shoe underneath that outsole. You also can see there is a carbon fiber shank plate that runs from right at the edge of the heel all the way to the beginning of the forefront of the shoe. Helps provide a little extra rigidity and stabilization for when you're hooping. That's pretty much it for the materials. To get into the fit and comfort of these shoes, you do have I can get the insole out. The insole is a polyurethane insole that you can see here. It is black. It does have the gold 23 on that insole. But yeah, the insoles, they're comfortable. They're not the most comfortable insoles in the world. You could definitely buy more comfortable insoles and replace these with those. These are super easy to take out, so that wouldn't be an issue or a problem at all. I would say the Jordan 11s to me are the most comfortable Jordans that I personally have owned. I've not owned every single Jordan model that there is out there to own, but I really think of the retro models anyways. The 11s to me are the most comfortable. I think that Phylon midsole there, that foam, it has a lot of give, it has a lot of heel compression, so it's really comfortable underfoot. Definitely the heel area of this Jordan 11 shoe is more comfortable than the forefront. The forefront's a little more firm to the touch and underfoot than the back of the shoe is. I think that it fits true to size for me personally. I normally wear a size 10 in Jordans, and that's what I have in Jordan 11s and this pair. I actually got the chance to buy these Jordans early because they're not actually out yet. I got a chance to buy these from exclusive access on the SNKRS app. I was kind of shocked when I saw that because I've only had a chance for like 2 or 3 sneakers ever that they've given me exclusive access for before they actually release. The release date for these, I believe, is December 9th. I kind of thought that these would release around Thanksgiving or right before Thanksgiving just because they're literally called the Gratitudes. And of course, that's all about being thankful. And of course, the box has all these things about thank you in different languages. So it's kind of interesting that they waited until after Thanksgiving to release these because this kind of hits as like a Thanksgiving colorway. But yeah, again, these retail for $220. If you actually want to get a pair of these, they're not reselling for like super ridiculous prices. I believe I've even seen some for pretty close to retail on StockX and GOAT. I think in my size, I saw a pair for like $130 something the other day. Granted, once you actually pay for the shipping and the authentication fees for places like StockX or eBay or GOAT, they're gonna come out a lot higher than retail after all is said and done. But still, for a really cool colorway for Jordan 11s, I think that that's pretty crazy that these look as good as they do and they are reselling for not all that much. And this is before they've even released. The price might go down once they actually release on December 9th. Let me know what you guys think of these in the comments section down below. If they're a hit or a miss for you, what you might would have done differently, whether you prefer the blue icy outsole or this milky outsole that they have on these currently. But yeah, that's it for me. Now let's get to what the wife thinks about these.
I like them okay. They're not my favorites, but I do like the crisp white. I think what throws me off is how shiny the black is. I'm not the biggest fan of the, is it leather? Like
Yeah.
shiny leather. If it was maybe more of a matte look, I might like it a little bit better, but I still like them, and I really appreciate Fox. I like how they've really drawn the Gratitude picture all together.
Yeah, I will say they did a really great job of storytelling with this pair of shoes. A lot of times they'll have names for the colorways, and they don't really mean anything other than just the color of the shoe. But with this one, they really made an effort to throw in the Gratitude, from the patch on the tongue to the box that says thank you, and then has the wrapping paper that has thank you in all the different languages. So yeah, I thought that was some really cool storytelling. And even though they released it, even though it's technically releasing after Thanksgiving, still releasing around the Thanksgiving season, where everything's about being thankful and being gracious and full of gratitude. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this video. Please feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more sneaker reviews, updates, release information, all that kind of fun stuff. And feel free to go out and maybe give a like and a subscription to a lesser known channel. You never know how that might brighten their day. And let's all remember to be grateful and think about all that we're thankful for during this holiday season. But until next time, Blue out.